So my name is Michael Rowland. I lived in Coppell, and I was a real estate agent there. And then I got into mortgage notes, and that was kind of my space. And I actually wrote a book called You Be the Bank, and it's about developing residual passive income from mortgages.
And before joining our boot camp, which you joined the DeFi formula, what was your experience level with DeFi?
Oh, okay. So I was already doing DeFi in 2021.
Okay.
Boy, was I making a lot of mistakes. I mean, I obviously I got into Harmony, and I lost a boatload of money there in Harmony. I think I must have lost about 30,000 in 2021 value because I had Bitcoin in Harmony. And then I also was in Luna, in the Terra ecosystem, and their stable coin earning yield on that, and that got wiped out. So that hurt bad. So those are the two major hits I took.
What were you kind of looking for when you came across the DeFi formula boot camp?
So it's like I'm already doing it. I'm still in the pain of Harmony and Terra. I was looking to do bigger but safer.
Would you say that the formula did help you do things bigger and safer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What were some of the wins that you had that like are at the top of your mind that made this 100% worth it, if any?
Well, you instantly found my $1,000 there on CV, was it CVC, which I just couldn't figure that out. And you found it, you unraveled it for me. It took some effort. It wasn't just the tactics of that. It was the strategic thinking that you have, the emphasis you put on safety and looking and identifying risks and mitigating risks. I feel what I was most focused on, what I was looking for, and that alone would pay for and justify me signing up for the boot camp. By the way, I've recommended it to other people. It doesn't cost you to take the seminar. It pays you to take the seminar. Because I'm telling you, this guy knows a lot more about this stuff than I do, and I've been doing this for a long time. You know, if you're doing this thing, you can't afford not to take the course. You'd be crazy if you didn't take the course, especially if you're putting money into it. Then it's a no-brainer to fork out the money. I don't know. I probably saved a ton of money already, just in a matter of weeks, just trading on Bungie. You're talking about get off the central exchanges, and I was actually the other way around. I'm thinking, well, the safest place is to be on the central exchange, and so I'm listening to you, Jake. I said, yeah, okay, that makes sense now. You don't own the keys, you don't own the crypto.
What was the biggest difference between how you approached DeFi before kind of joining the boot camp versus after joining the boot camp?
So the Matrix Finance is a big game changer because you're not paying attention to setting ranges. You're not tuned into that before Matrix Finance. Now, after Matrix Finance, now you really understand why you have to set the range, why you have to monitor every day, why you have to look at and what you need to look for. So you need to really pay attention to every one of your liquidity pools.
Well, have you noticed any changes in your confidence, clarity, or like decision making or whatever after going through the boot camp as well?
Oh, of course, I'm more confident, and I'm more, let's say, confident and less confident in the right way, because you can't be cocky.
Yeah.
You gotta be on your tiptoes. You gotta be wary. I have a whole bunch of link. I'm going to hold on to my link. It's in my spot account. I can't find a pool to put into it, and I tested out some pools because you have this simulator, and I keep simulating it over and over again against BNB, and I simulated it against ETH, and I can't make it work. I said, okay, the simulator says don't put this in a liquidity pool. And I said, okay, I have to listen to the data. The data is correct. I'm going to trust and have confidence in the data. Now, before I would have jumped right into it and I would have had a huge impermanent loss because I jumped into it.
If somebody's on the fence about joining the boot camp, or they're not knowing if they're a good fit for it, right? What would you tell them?
I said, look, how serious are you about investing in crypto? I would say, look, if you're going to put more than 10,000 into it and you're going to be serious about it, if you don't do it, you have a very high probability of losing and maybe even losing the whole lot. If you're going to be on the fence, if you're thinking about it, you got to be thinking about, you have to invest in yourself before you invest in crypto. You have to invest in the skill, the knowledge before you invest in crypto, or else you won't know what you're doing. I mean, you could watch all those YouTube videos. They're not going to give you what you need to succeed. They sound like they will, but they're not really going to do it. So if you really want to learn how to do it properly, and it is worth learning, then do it properly and learn from an expert. That's what I would say.